Pollard understudy. Is there any difference or is it much of the same?
Well, Kurt, at least he has youth on his side. So let's see what happens.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, your channel of undiluted sports content. Raymond and I are here to talk about the appointment of Nicholas Pooran as the West Indies captain for both ODIs and T20. Raymond, the announcement wasn't a surprise.
Yeah, not really. If you guys were watching the videos, you would realize that I had Holder to become the captain, and Pooran pretty much a close second. In fact, possibly clipping Holder, and no surprise really. Pooran, who understudied Pollard, get the nod. So there's no real big surprise for me.
I mean, and as you mentioned, the video, there was also a poll that we did, and I'm going to share with you based on our question: who should be the next captain of the West Indies male team? And the options were Shamron Etma, Rahman Powell, Jason Holder, and Nicholas Pooran. So the fans also were in agreement with the selection of Pooran. 42% of the over 250 voters selected Pooran as captain of the West Indies team. So no surprise there again. Pooran overwhelming favorite, Holder 30%. He also captained the West Indies in the past and was a strong contender for captaincy. And Pooran supporters, I can call them that, supporters, and some of the persons who commented or responded to our question on who should be the captain. We have a few supporters who came out and says, I will. William says, I will split the white ball captaincy. Pooran is my choice for the T20 format, while I would go with Jason Holder to captain the 50 over team. And Matt says, Pooran my choice. Raymond, what William is saying here is that he would have split the captaincy. And some of the conversation we have heard is that it might be too much of a responsibility to have him captain both teams. What are your thoughts on this?
The truth is, Kurt, yeah, because he's also expected to wicket keep and perform with bat too. So it might become a little taxing for him. But persons have to always look at he's a young lad, and we can almost expect him to grow into this position. And the more matches he have under his belt, whichever format of the game is, the more he can galvanize captaincy and build chemistry and camaraderie. So you can almost expect that, given these level of responsibilities, he could either rise to the occasion or fail. But I'm expecting him to rise to the occasion. And as much chance to captain as possible, should be available to him. That opportunity should be available to him.
I heard you talk about wicket keeping, and in the ODI format, Shea Hope has been recommended to stand as vice captain of the ODI team. I don't know what that means. Recommended to stand. I don't know if it means that the recommendation was put forward, but they haven't made a selection yet. But in sharing some of those responsibilities, Shea Hope normally plays predominantly as a wicket keeper, especially in ODI. So he would take on some of that responsibilities. But Shea Hope has been consistent, except for this year when he was dropped from the team because of some poor performances. And when he was playing the ODIs, he looked like he was playing Test cricket. But outside of that, one of the brighter prospect for the West Indies as well. So he has always been vice captain and continues to do so. I don't know if they're saying him not ready yet, but she hope will shadow or take on some of those responsibilities in ODI. I'm not sure who is the assistant or the standing vice captain if there's such a position in the T20 team.
Yeah, Kurt beats me. I don't know who that person could possibly be. Maybe you need a drum roll or a surprise. Hetmeyer, maybe. And see what it comes down to once he's able to stay fit and hold on a slot, you know, fit. And hold on a slot, we can almost expect him to be a strong contender now because it's clear that the selectors have moved away from the older persons and looking to more youth and hoping to give them a chance to gather as much experience as best as possible, as quick as possible. So it could very well be Hitmaya. I would not be surprised if he is one of the persons who would call. It would be almost seem like a big about turn to some people though, given that just the other day they were saying that there was some level of indiscipline with him. But I'm sure right now, watching the IPL and seeing the form that he's in and how professional he's been operating, you can see that there's marked improvement and might he could possibly be rewarded with vice captaincy.
Right, and I can share with you as well, Jimmy Adams, the Jamaican, is now CWI Director of Cricket, also weighed in on the matter and said that we believe Nicholas is ready for the challenge of leading our white ball teams, given his experience, performances, and the respect he has within the playing group. The selection panel believe that Nicholas has matured as a player and were impressed with his leadership of both teams when Kieron Pollard had been absent. The experience he has gathered playing in various formats or franchise league around the world was also a factor in the decision to recommend him for the T20 captaincy. There's a lot in that, but I'll just stick to his initial reaction as Pooran has matured and he has respect from the team.
Yeah, Kurt, it's very interesting that he actually spoke to the different leagues around the world. And one of the leagues that comes to mind is the current one that he's currently in. That big money purchase for the IPL. So it's clear that this league has some bearing in on the minds of selectors. So other
I,
players
I,
bear that in
I was
mind.
trying to ignore that part of the river because I know the West Indies cricket and the players has always been at odds over whether or not they should play. I know to hear that the director of cricket is saying that based on his experience in playing in those leagues that we don't want them to play in, we recommend him as captain.
It's funny because there's no commitment issue from Pooran. He tends to make himself available when the West Indies needs him. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's a bad thing. And to play in those league and face those type of spinners, which pretty much that's what the cricket is going to. Is good that if you play there and perform, that it's something to note. Note well, definitely.
And then let's go back to some of the reaction from the viewers. Pooran is the obvious pick. Shemranet Maya was not disciplined enough to keep up to the West Indies fitness level expected for his age, whatever that means. It is this lack of discipline a positive captaincy attributes? And somebody responded and said, keep dreaming. So I leave that part out. And Pooran is the best person to captain the team. So there are mixed views, but there are some who are strong again, supporting Pooran as captain.
Yeah, we see the back and forth between fans. Some fans even showing even my pick at the time, Jason Holder. He's the perfect candidate and mature and stuff like that. I would not necessarily agree with Ian. You're it's early out into the year that 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 kind of I don't want to say stigma, but they kind of kind him in that manner, frame him. Sorry, in that manner, and you can see where from then he took it on and pretty much look fit enough. He's playing for his IPL team and look up to par, up to standard. So with that said, he's working on his game, and in no time that show that can a lot of players might younger players might can relate to a Hitmaya. At one point he was out and now he can be considered in or getting a possible look in. And a lot of great players at some point in their career, especially the early stages, went through something of that nature, where persons would say they're not fit, and some persons would say you're not ready yet and stuff like that. And before you know it, you take the game seriously and make your batting do the talking, and then the next thing you hear, boy, they're the next best thing, and yeah.
Yeah, and one comment that stood out to me was a person who said that it's not easy for captain this West Indies team, brother. So anybody who is appointed will have a task at hand to captain, especially the type of players that they have. That's the person's comment. But going back to the initial reactions, the CWI president, Ricky Skerritt, congratulated Pooran, and he said, Nicholas Pooran is a specially gifted cricketer and the right person to take over the white ball captaincy. We're confident that he will continue to climb the leadership learning curve speedily and successfully. I appeal to all West Indies cricket stakeholders to give Nicholas the support and encouragement that he deserves. So Skerritt is asking us to support Nick Poo.
Yeah, it goes without saying. It goes without saying. He would, given that he understood it, Pollard. It goes without saying that we have to start. I mean, most persons. Well, you know what? Not say that. Some persons stand behind Pollard. In the height of his career, and even a latter part. When he went for the spell that he did, captaining the West Indies team. And Pooran stood there and pretty much learned the ins and outs and the do's and don't do, so pretty much. So I'm sure he will learn what not to do in certain scenarios, and hopefully his win results which show that there's some level of learning and improvement coming flowing from off the Pollard era of captaincy.
And then if I'm to go to another one of the comments from the viewers, Nicholas Pooran is the best of the lot, boss. I suppose he's calling one of us the boss, but ignore that part. So Nicholas Pooran is the best of the lot. Nicholas Pooran, good leadership skills. Gosh, but it's not easy to be the captain of the West Indies team these days. They get all the blame for the whole team, so not fair.
Well, to answer you, was that Julie Bain? To answer you, yeah, it's not easy in any shape or form. It's very difficult. But some of the blame actually gets shouldered on the selectors too, and the coach. So you can get fired a little there, and we'd always understand that being as young as he is, it's a learning curve for him, and it's best he make all the mistakes as early as possible so as to improve just in time for tournaments.
So he's starting on a clean slate, and he also has come out and speak after being appointed, and he said that I'm truly honored to be appointed captain of the West Indies team. I am following in the footsteps of several giants of the game who have created an amazing legacy from the West Indies cricket. This is indeed a prestigious role, a pivotal position in the West Indies Cricket Society, as cricket is the force that brings all West Indian together. And he went on to say, to be named captain is indeed the highlight of my career so far, and I want to drive the team forward to accomplish great things on the field for our fans and our loyal supporters. So, as captain, he has already leading from the front with his statement. What I
Here,
want to
here.
accomplish is to lead the team forward. So already we're giving him a 10 out of 10 as captain, clean slate, and he wants to lead and leave a legacy. Big accomplishments. Can he really do it?
It's highly possible. As once again, I'll keep speaking about this. You have age on his side, but it's quite possible because he's up to the task. And I remember how he brings some sort of team spirit within the camp. And some players look up to him, and players will rally around him, especially more experienced players like probably a holder would rally around his leadership. So I'm expecting some some how can I put this? I'm expecting some response from the team given this new leadership. I'm expecting some response, and if
I
it and
mean,
it both well if he leads from the front with his bat, that's another way to galvanize chemistry and support.
there's no doubt that Nicholas Pooran is the future of West Indies cricket, based on the talent that we see on display, especially in the last set of matches, both T20 and the Test cricket and ODI. And if we're to look back at where he's coming from, he had a serious injury some time ago, I think in 2019, and there were talks about him not being able to play cricket again. And to see him come back from that pull through and is now going to lead the West Indies is certainly an accomplishment and something that we can look forward to in his leadership. He's very determined. And so, a cricketer who is determined and can face adversity and pull through is got to be somebody who can lead. And to and his road back to the West Indies team involved him going to play in leagues that the West Indies Cricket Board never approved for him on because he wanted to get back into full fitness, and he decided that I'm going to take this route regardless of whether I'll be selected for the West Indies team or not. I need to play as much cricket as possible. And him going to some bush league of play and to see him come full circle and is now the captain. And those in CWI who never supported those moves are now cheering him on and saying that Matthew and is the best person for the job. Things like this are things that we look forward to in a leader, and we want to say kudos to Pooran for taking such an approach.
Yeah, Puran, big up. That's full on perseverance, definitely.
So fans out there, the West Indies have made ace in selecting a captain, and we want to applaud them for that. For time after time, we sit and we wait and we wonder who is going to be the captain, and then somebody is selected that we're not sure can make the team, but they are selected, and we try our very best to support them. And sometimes when we complain, we get cussing. But this time around, Pooran has been the overwhelming choice or favorite from both the fans who voted as well as the ones who didn't vote. West Indies is in good hands, are they? Just leave those comments in the comment section below. The future of cricket is now, and we're happy to see that a youngster is taking over the mantle and leading the West Indies team. Somebody who is brave, somebody who is not afraid to take risks, and somebody who's not afraid to go outside of the box to do unconventional things to make it work. A talented youngster, and we want to wish him all the best. So far, he's gotten 10 out of 10 for his speech and his accomplishment and what he wants to accomplish as the captain. Fans out there, we would love to hear from you by you leaving your comments in the comment section below. What's your thoughts on the selection? What's your thoughts on his ambitions? And what's your thoughts on the West Indies going forward? We will see his captaincy on display later this month when they take on Netherlands. So we're looking forward to that, and we will bring all those actions to you and Sports DTM. Leave all those comments in the comment section below, and always remember to like, to share, and to subscribe, and to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell all of them friends to come and join the Sports DTM family. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Raymond and I signing out. Be blessed.